Hello guys, today we will take a look at new helmet of Dutch Army. This is Galvion Battleskin Viper P6N. At this opportunity we will take a look at the entire range of Galvion helmets. Regarding the Dutch contract, in August of 2019, contract with Galvion, back then under the name of Revision, was signed. The contract included 48,800 helmets to be delivered in various configurations, so I bet probably some Galvion Caimans were there as well. On top of that, 55,000 helmet covers in various versions of camouflages, including white. And the goal is to completely replace M95 helmet, which is basically Dutch version of the Schubert, German Schubert helmet. And in 2021, first 40 helmets were delivered, and since then pretty much the entire army rocking those. How is this helmet significant in Ukrainian context? Well, in the besieged city of Mariupol in 2022, there were some very daring resupply flights. Please, if you are interested, go and study the siege of Mariupol and study these resupply missions, because it's really stories of unmatched heroism, where of course many died and many are in Russian prisons to this day. Well, some of them were wearing precisely those helmets. What that indicates is that somebody in Dutch government pretty quickly took a decision to bring us help to Ukraine, and they chose the best, the latest stuff that they got at hand and immediately imported those. Those landed in the base of 3rd OSHB. Back then it was called SSO Azov Kiev. That also was taking care about the recruiting of the volunteers, and together with the GUR conducted those missions. As a result, you can see some iconic pictures of our soldiers wearing those in besieged Mariupol. Because the entire editing staff of Valgir Media Corporation is occupied now, we will do it the good old way, and like this we will take a look at the range of the Galvion. Why I think it's kind of important? Well, that's because Galvion secured some huge contract with NATO procurement agencies, and by now Dutch Army, British Army, German Army rocking those helmets, I think Austrian Army as well, so we will see a lot more of Galvion products. To orient ourselves a little bit in the range of helmets. We have basically 5 types of helmets that I managed to identify. So first of all, we have the Galvion A5. A indicating aramid. Aramid mean basically old technology of manufacturing of helmets. Basically, or your ACH, mid-2000s, any nice Kevlar helmet that was made in the last 30 years, let's say, is made with aramid fibers. The A5 series have no rails, it's just plain helmets. The A3 series, the only difference that I managed to identify is that it's exactly the same helmet, but with side rails and helmet mounts. My personal helmet happened to be the Galvion A5. It looked like so. You can even see the identification tag inside, the Viper A5, size medium. So this is the baseline of helmets. You can see thick aramid walls. The level of protection is the typical 3A. So we have aramid 5, aramid 3 with rails. Weight in size medium for full cut helmet is 1.3 kilograms. Then we moving into the more advanced helmets, and that's the polyethylene helmets. For that it have the designation P2. P2 helmet in full cut in size medium, weight 960 grams. So just by change of the technology, you're getting 340 grams saving on your helmet, which is actually huge. After that we go to the higher range, that's called Cayman. It's also polyethylene based helmet. And then we have the helmet that started it all, and that's the British Army issue Cobra helmet. That's also polyethylene as well. What I believe personally, that the level of protection of the Cobra is slightly lower than the one of the Cayman and the P2, but I might be wrong. Now the A models and P2 model can come with 2 variants of liners. One is called 7-pad system, so it just have pads like so. Very reminiscent of the MiG 2000, I just put two more pads like so, otherwise you would have one circular pad around here. That's the cheapest option, option number one. Option number two, it's the same that is in the Virtus helmet, and that's this system, where you basically have inner net and then you have the volume control in the rear, like so, together with simple yet comfortable chin strap. This system is called MSS, Modular Suspension System. This one coming out of broken Virtus helmet. So, little criticism, it's the wheel that basically reduces the volume. On the P6N it's even worse than here. When your hands get sweaty, dirty, wet or whatever like that, this wheel just, you can't really operate it. Because those teeth are not aggressive enough, and this surface is rubberized, so basically your hand starts slipping. Second criticism is the same as British Army already identified. It's that the system is very prone to malfunctions, prone to getting broken. So here in the rear you can see that these connection points, they just tend to snap. And once it's snapped, there is really nothing you can really do. Yes, you might take one piece of wire and make field repair like that, but that's definitely time costly and completely unnecessary. This is supposed to be modern helmet. Another joint is this joint. Yet again the same problem. You just take it like so, you snap it away, and you can't really do anything. You can't snap it back. So once it's snapped apart, that's it. Of course, revision tried to mitigate that, and that was to include the helmet cover loop on the helmet covers, and you were supposed, if hanging the helmet on your gear, on your equipment, used the loop on your helmet cover. But of course, soldiers being soldiers, just putting it on for the chin strap or holding it something like this, and then it just rip away, and that's it. The pad system I think is the best option. The MSS system, it's really terrible in my opinion. But from those two offerings we getting to the highest level, and that's the one included in the Cayman, and it's called Apex liner. You can't get this one with the cheaper helmets. It's reserved exclusively for the most expensive helmets. So, in my opinion, the P6N, it's combination of the P2 shell with the liner from the Cayman helmet, because Cayman helmet have precisely this liner. The liner itself is extremely reminiscent of the Obscore one. So we have this inner portion that's basically made out of three separated sections that hang on Velcro inside, and then we have this volume control. Unlike in the MSS system, this one, all the issues are solved. Even if this will break, you can basically rip out this entire plastic section and it will still work as normal H-nape, because these two are supposed to get separated very easily. So now let's talk about each portion of the P6N. Inside we have those removable sections where you can really adjust the inner shape just by removing and repositioning those sections. All of them can be separated very easily. They just hang on little pieces of Velcro. Then we have this inner portion. Please guys, don't remove this inner portion, because it will become extremely difficult to put it back and have it aligned properly. It comes in three sections. We have this front section, then we have the middle section, and then this entire rear section. You can see here three holes, and that's the position, the rear portion up and down, so you get a little bit of play. You also get a little bit of play in the front portion of the helmet. That look like so. If you wish to reposition this part more forward, you can do so. So far so good. We get very modern design. Even on the buckles can adjust high-vis very easily as well. Inside we getting the name tag and the designation. Now what is weird, that these helmets do not come in the standard small, medium, large, X large, but they are designated by numbers. So you have sizes 1 to 5. This is size 3, basically analog of medium helmet. In front we're not getting the Galvion hardware, thank God for that. We're getting Valcox L4, which I think it's a much better option for night vision shroud. Then we getting those hooks, which I really like the positioning that it's on side of the rails. Now we moving to the side rails. They are the standard obscure dimensions, but in the ultralight revision Galvion modification, which yes, saved some grams, but made completely unusable some other accessories. Let's take this obscure face shield. You try to fit it in, lock it in, and you can remove it just like so. Because what they did was to leave out even these little sections. So when you have small surface like here, on this face shield, which is normal obscured standard, you can't really position it, because always on the other part of the rail there would be no plastic. Like this they saved probably total of like 2 grams of plastic, but made entire range of accessories useless. Here on the side is little piece of sniper tape, because the helmet cover does not cover this section, so when you use the helmet this become really beaten up. Now, mentioning helmet cover, let's take a look at it. It looks like so. It comes in the indigenous NFP camouflage. NFP is very interesting camouflage, and I'm really glad that in the world dominated by multicam, Dutch army took this step and decided to adopt indigenous camouflage. This is the NFP green. Then we have also NFP multitone, which is something in the middle, and all the stuff like backpacks, armor vests are made in NFP multitone. And then we have NFP10 that is supposed to be used in the arid desert environment. On the helmet cover we can see some cool features. This is traditional bungee, so you can put some foliage. We have some additional points to secure the helmet cover at. So on side of those rails we getting these loops. So you can put it like so. Now, absolutely nonsensical move, nonsensical design choice is these Velcro tabs. Traditional on all helmets, when you put the cover on, you either use rubber string or you use those Velcro tabs. Unfortunately, to lock this on the proper place, there are only small sections of Velcro inside. And you can't remove just the padding, which would be the obvious choice, but you need to remove this inner plastic part to fit the helmet cover. So let's say that you want to put a white helmet cover on because it's winter, or you go for exercise anywhere in winter environment. You need to rip out this entire inner shell, and as I mentioned, it's really hard to realign it inside properly. So this is completely nonsensical. The same we getting in the rear. What I think personally would be much better choice is to put Velcro sections on top of the helmet, leave all of those out, and just Velcro the helmet cover on like so, or having helmet cover that would just be using one bungee cord around the perimeter. I mentioned that the wheel is very slippery here because the volume wheel is that much smaller than on the Virtus helmet. It gets really impossible when you have sweaty hands or wet hands to adjust the volume, and it's actually a real issue because when you're marching, do any physical activity, of course you are sweated and you actually play with the helmet a little bit. Not only when you're putting on night vision, stuff like that, but even as you go, you make it little loose, little tighter as you need for your comfort. And here just sometimes it becomes really impossible. Other than that, I think the entire apex liner it's actually great. The chin strap, I like this buckle that is basically wide this way as well. Very secure. You're getting piece of leather to protect you from rubbing. We also getting some faux leather here on the chin strap. So, except the helmet cover, I think the P6N actually really might be the best helmet for conventional warfare currently, when we need full cut helmet. and I'm really glad to my friend that he let me know about existence of this one. For transportation, you getting this cover that look like so. It's also issued in the set with the helmet. So I think it's much better to use soft canvas cover like so than those huge helmet covers that basically becoming separate luggage. You can just put this on like so, put it on top of your burden, and that's it. So this is my take about the Dutch Galvion P6N helmet. If you wish to support us, you can do so through the links down below or joining Patreon, where I'm putting extra videos. Thank you very much guys for watching, and see you in the next video.